I have a colleague from Solano Community College who will introduce a speaker, and you want to hear. You want to hear what Mr. Earl Taylor has to say. Karen, would you? Dr. Karen McCord is a professor of ethnic studies and sociology at Solano Community College, and she'll take a minute to introduce our speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I think it's still morning, right? All right. I have the honor and privilege of introducing one of our student speaker today. And what I can actually say in the 1 minute I've been given is that he made us better. And I heard what was said today about what we need to do for our students. And it's not just about providing tutoring and resources. We have to learn how to educate the whole student. We also have to stop asking, why do you behave the way you behave, but also look at what happened to these students that bring them to us and where they are, and accepting students as they are. Earl Taylor, he embodies what community college, what we do at the community college level. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what you did before you came here, but we take you as you are because we are here to educate whoever comes. And so he found his way to Solano Community College, and what I can say is that he has really made us very proud. He is solely responsible. I coordinate also the Emoja program at Solano College, and it was just something about when people were studying in the Emoja office, there was just something about it that would not allow me to kick an African-American male out of school. And he kept asking us to keep it open longer and longer. And so he was responsible for us extending our hours to about 8 p.m. And 9 o'clock, I was like, Earl, I gotta go home and get some rest. But he would be there in the morning when we got there. He worked really hard. He's gonna tell you more about his story and his journey. But another point I wanted to make is that he was just willing to utilize whatever resources we had, and he was excellent at networking amongst all of the faculty and staff. And currently, he is a student at San Francisco State. He is scheduled to graduate from there today, and so I would like to invite Mr. Earl Taylor to come up and share his educational journey with you.
Good morning, Peralta. Okay, next, please. This was my home for the first 6.5 years. San Quentin. My only wish at that time was to get out alive. Next. I did get out in 2009, and when I got out, I was lost. I was uninspired, no dreams, no nothing. Actually, I was just a dead man walking. Next. Parole told me that you're gonna be on parole for 5 years, so they slapped a monitor device on my ankles and said, get used to this. They invade my house 2 and 3, 4 times a week, and they said that my name happened to come up randomly. I didn't really believe that. I felt my name was the only one on the list. So I came up here to Solano College because a lot of the inmates said that if you go up there to the college, they would harass you less. So that was my intention, just to come up here to invade the parole officers. I did take the assessment test, and I found that I was 2 English levels below college and 3 math classes below. So a lot of the students and a lot of my friends, they laughed, and they laughed loud. Thanks. This bench is where I was sitting at lonely because my parole officer had just, 4 or 5 of them just came to harass me like, hey, what you doing, where you at, we want to know where you at. But I'm like, I got a monitor device, you know where I'm at. But I wasn't up there, to do anything. I was just sitting there because they told me they would harass me less. Not true. Next. That bench was right next to this instructor, Dr. McCord, her class. I guess I'm not sure if she saw them harass me or she just saw me lonely, looking like a little dead puppy, and she asked me, "What are you doing? I mean, what's wrong?" I told her that I came out of prison, I took the assessment test, and my scores are low, and I was too intimidated about going to college. So she told me about her resources that she had. She was going to instruct me to a mentor, a tutor, and a counselor, part of the emoji program, and she wanted me to talk to each and every one of them, especially the counselor. So I went to the counselor, and she gave me an ed plan that said calculus, microeconomics, physics. The name alone scared me. So I like, this lady on drugs, I am not going to do them classes. So, but Dr. Tucker told me, she said, if you're really sincere about changing your life around, listen to Dr. McCoy because she has a lot of activities involved and it will really help you. So I did that. So there was a lot of, Dr. McCoy program had quite a few clubs. And so it was really easy to get influenced and get involved in some of the programs. And I was really proud of some of the guys. We helped created this club called the African American Male Scholars, and we kind of bonded and did a lot of things, and I really appreciate that. Thanks. The club, we got engaged to a lot of community activities and school activities. We kind of took our mind off the parole, but my monitor device made me realize, hey, I'm still parolee. Dr. McCord, every summer, she takes the class tour, the civil rights tour, and the guys, we went on the Trailblazer tour to talk in LA to other African-American male positive men. And she said, well, why don't you ask your parole officer, can you come to the civil rights tour and sometimes to LA? And they said, no, you're not going anywhere but Solano County. Don't even think about it. So I said, Doc, they're not allowing me to go. She said, that's okay. I need your club anyway to go to some of the high schools and talk to some guys and help them pull up their pants and encourage them to come to school. So that's what we did. We went to Vallejo High in Fairfield and talked to some of the high school students and try to help them to take more pride in their appearance and pull up their pants. Thanks. This was called Pizza Time for us. It was like a little book club, but we really enjoyed this time because it was pizza, basically. It was pizza. But what it was that Dr. McCord always encouraged us to read, get some books, and she said, well, what kind of books did you like? And so we would talk about some of the books that we like, and one of my favorite was Mass Incarceration by Miss Alexandria. When we told her that, the next event, she had a whole case of books of that particular book, and any book that we wanted, she would have those books there for us to read and engage in, and sometimes she would have the authors there themselves to help us with our reading and a nice little chat. Thanks. I liked the emoji program because we were always making paper, headline news, everything. We was always protesting, stopping the bullying, everything. So I really enjoyed that program. It encouraged me a lot to see some of the guys graduate from the emoji program, but she said, but you're not quite ready yet. I say, Doc, I just passed 2 of my math classes, I'm cool. And at that time, my daughter, she was going to Yuba College. She had dropped out, went to San Diego, and she said, Dad, I'm in San Diego, I'm in bar school. I said, bar school? I thought you was in Yuba College. She said, no, I couldn't pass that stupid math class, so I just left the class and left school, and I'm in San Diego. I said, oh, no, what stupid class is this? She said, intermediate algebra. I said, well, kid, come on, the bar thing, no, just come back to Fairfield with me, because I'm just going into intermediate algebra, and we can take it together, and hopefully we'll do this, because Dr. McCord, this program has a lot of resources and tutors, and we can do that. Just passed 2 of them, so I feel really good about this. So she did. My youngest daughter came with me to some of the classes, and we ended up passing. Dr. McCord, after we passed intermediate math, she said, you're almost there, but you're not there. We need to get you university ready. I say, Doc, I'm only come here just to invade the parole officers. She said, well, invade them to the university. So The next year, we took stats, we knocked that out. We took calculus, we passed that. English 4, English 2, we knocked that out. And those are the classes that everybody was laughing at me because they like, oh, he's 3, too dummy, he ain't doing none of this. But I just want to encourage any of the students, no matter what level you on, don't give up, because those who laugh are going to stop. And matter of fact, you're probably going to bypass them, and I did. Next. It was my time to graduate. I think that was a banner year, so that was the happiest days of my life because I never even ever thought about college. I mean, high school, I struggled in that, but college, I was wildest dreams. But I graduated from Solano College, and that was one of the most happiest times of my life. Dr. McCord said, listen, you need to apply for some colleges. I say, Doc, you're not getting it. I'm done. She said, no, you gotta go deeper than this. You just don't stop here. So I applied for these 4 colleges. She said, don't be surprised if you get accepted at 1 or 2 of them. She was right. I got accepted at all of them. And my daughter, she got excited. She's like, well, will they accept me too? I said, I don't see why not. Applied to them, and she got accepted at quite a few of them too. So this was a dream come true to us. This was like the best, this is like a banner year for me. I have 5 daughters. My oldest daughter's to the right, in the middle. My family, it was like hitting a lottery. Now my wife loves me. She want to come back. You know, the kids, you know, they want to claim me as daddy, and those who have kids want me to take care of them, and those who didn't have kids want me to pay their cell phone bill. So I'm not sure all this was all that cool, and on top of that, child support coming for me now. So I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'll live with it. I graduated with my associates in business with a 3.4, and I got off parole in November. They took off the monitor device. And parole really wasn't all that excited, and because that means that if I wanted to go to a university, I had to go outside of Solano, except for Davis, and I didn't want to go to Davis because they didn't have the program that I wanted. So they really wasn't enthused letting me cross the bridge. They just didn't feel comfortable about that. But one thing I do like, once you got your education, they can't stop you. Next. This program, I accepted San Francisco State because of the fact that this particular program geared towards ex-felons and parolees. And that was one of the things that attracted me about this program. And Jason Bell is the director. And a couple of guys, we also started a club to help some of the local students there, the high school students, to keep them positive and help them with their education, and help them come to a higher education. My future goal is this year to get my bachelor's. I'm on target too, I want to change this scene because it hurts me. A lot of this is the reason why a lot of us is at San Quentin and any other prison. I want to change this scene into a scene like this. In prison taught me there's way too many, especially African-American men in there. We need to do something about it. Solano has 2 prison systems there, and it hurts me when I know that a lot of the guys was dropping out and they were not going to college. So I would like to get involved in programs and activities that's going to result to brothers continuing their education and not going into prison. like Dr. McCord said, not everybody's going to appreciate you and going to inspire you, and that is so true. But she said you got to do things, you got to pick up some, look at some, whatever that's going to inspire you. So these are some of the 4 quotes that inspired me the most to continue my education. If it's not important to you, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse. My education is important to me. I would not compromise it or take anything that's in the way of it. I love Malcolm X. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world, and I truly believe that. I believe if a system has any parolees coming out to reconstruct their lives into a positive manner, I do believe that education needs to be one of the primary tools that they need to focus if they want to make a positive difference in the community and to their life. I love Mr. Mandela when he said, we all fall, but the thing is rising every time we fall. And like Dr. McCord said, I used to always say, Doc, I'm going to try to pass this class. I think I'm going to try to go. She said, no, you're an emoji. You don't try, you do it. Thank you, Peralta.
See why. That is, you do this daily. You do this daily. A student may not be as outspoken as Earl is about what happened. You may not know, you may not hear it, but daily, this is what you are doing. And I think that as the council member said, it depends on what we want to breathe on these students. Breathing hope is what the professors at Solano did for Earl. And I know that you do that, and you'll continue to do that in the coming years.